Mr. Modi is chairing a review meet with Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan in Wayanad. Remember, he's been there since morning, doing an aerial survey, going to relief camps as well. So that's the big story which we have been tracking. I'm going to go back to my colleague Neetu Regukumar, but you can see those first pictures coming. We've seen the first pictures coming out from Wayanad, where the Prime Minister is conducting a review meeting, possibly the last program before he heads back for the national capital. He's taken stock of the situation since morning, conducting an aerial survey. And then after that, he is, of course, met up with the survivors at a relief camp, giving all kind of an assurance. And he also hit the ground to go through those areas specifically where there seems to be the maximum impact of that landslide, in which a large number of people have done. And now this is the review meeting which is taking place. In that, of course, the Prime Minister is sitting with the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. The Governor is also very much over there, as well as all the officers. So, Aman, now the challenge will be to ensure that slowly Wayanad goes back to normal. National disaster unlikely to be declared, but there are challenges ahead both for the central as well as the state government. And Prime Minister's visit there itself shows that he wants to have a hands-on approach.
Well, absolutely, Pallavi. He's not just taken an aerial tour, he's gone to the ground and, seen the landslide site for himself. He's also met some of the survivors of this tragedy. He has met them personally. So obviously the Prime Minister spending the whole day in Wayanad today, first doing an aerial survey along with the Chief Minister, the Governor and Union Ministers. And now he's on the ground meeting the families, meeting the victims of this particular tragedy, as well as the rescuers, who are there. And especially we saw him in that particular spot where that bridge was built, which is said to be very crucial. That has led to, lots of rescue efforts getting a lot of pace. So obviously, when we speak about the nomenclature, which Rahul Gandhi has asked for yesterday in his tweet, ahead of the Prime Minister visit to declare it a national disaster, the centre making it very clear that that concept does not exist under the central government rules anymore. In fact, it has not been there for over 15 years. Even the UPA times, be it the cyclone in West Bengal, be it the Uttarakhand floods, were not declared as a national disaster. But yes, the government, the centre will leave no stone unturned to help the state when it comes to resources, to ensure that people can come out of this tragedy. The rehabilitation efforts, the recovery efforts are made in a big way. And the centre, in fact, saying that they have already released in advance rupees 145 crore as the first installment of the central share of SDRF on 31st July, and the subsequent installments will also be released. More money could also be given to Kerala to tide over this disaster. And the Modi government very, very clear, the Prime Minister's visit making that intent very clear, that the centre is very hands-on in this particular matter. And the Chief Minister, also the Prime Minister, is right now holding a review meeting along with the Chief Minister, the Governor, and some announcements could come later in the day regarding the help which will be given to Kerala.
Yes, and unfortunately, this visit also has been mired in a lot of controversy and a lot of politics, I would say, actually. Yesterday, Rahul Gandhi making the point that it's good that the PM is going there, but I hope he now announces a national disaster. What are the reasons why the government says that there is no case for that, because there's no precedence for that?
Well, absolutely. I think the government is also citing what the UPA's policy was. Even in the time of the UPA, it was very, very clear that, the government of India adjudges the calamity of several nature on case-to-case basis, inter alia, the intensity, the magnitude of the calamity, and the priority in such disasters is immediate relief and response assistance. So as this, there are no fixed prescribed norms, but for the calamity of a severe nature, like Wayanad is, I would believe additional assistance is always given by the centre from the National Disaster Response Fund, and I can assume that could be happening in the case of Wayanad. Also, announcement to the same effect could be coming. See, the government is very clear, Pallavi, that nomenclature really doesn't matter. It's about giving funds promptly and giving adequate funds to help people recover from such a tragedy, and the centre is committed to doing that in the case of the Wayanad tragedy as well.